Welcome to the practice for this morning. So take a moment, get your yoga mat, lay it out, take your time, remembering that we can even include setting up our space as part of our practice. So when we unroll our mat, instead of just throwing it down on the ground, really take your time, gently place it. And just a reminder too that all of these classes for the entire month of June, running Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Ho Chi Minh Bangkok time, for 30 minutes a day. All of these classes are donation based. So trying to raise funds for Rock, Paper, Scissors Children's Fund so that they can continue to do a lot of really great work in rural Vietnam. If you have any questions about the charity or how you can donate or how you can help, please feel free to message me. As well as if anything's coming up for you throughout the days, throughout this challenge, as you start to kind of take some time to tune into yourself. I know, especially in the wellness field, that a lot of us are really good at holding space and taking care of other people. But when it comes time to turn that attention inward and give that same focus and that same space that we so easily give to everyone else in our life, that can be challenging. So thank you for showing up each morning and for trying to hold this space for yourself. It's very brave, especially coming out of all of the things, crazy things we've been through this year. So today, I'd like to talk a little bit about self-love, but in terms of our own emotions. Because often when we think about self-love, we think about gratitude, we think about joy, we think about happiness, we think about all of this good stuff that we can do for ourselves. But we also forget that we have all of these other, morning for the dogs. We can also forget that we have all of these other deep emotions that we hold in our body, that we hold in our energy. And it's when we look at these deep emotions and we allow ourselves to feel it, that some of that really deep healing can happen. Some of that really, really deep self-love can start. So today, I invite you you can stay seated if you'd like, or if you'd like, you can lay down on the floor. Bend the knees so that the soles of the feet and the ankles are underneath the knees. Laying down on your back, shoulders heavy into the ground. You can bring your hands to the abdomen or the ribs. If that feels comfortable for your shoulders, or keep the hands off to the side, palms down for grounding. I invite you to gently close your eyes. And as you start to settle here, laying down on your back, take a moment to invite the mindfulness bell to sound. Remembering this is a symbol to help bring us back to this moment. So let's listen to the sound of the bell as a way to start our day. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. Resisting that urge to change the breath in any way. Allow the body to feel supported by the ground beneath you. Allow the breath to flow. And as you take a moment, seated or laying down, knees bent, check in with the thinking mind. Asking yourself at the very start of your day, how am I feeling today? And remembering that whatever you're feeling is okay. And start to deepen your breath. Trying to breathe in and out through the nose evenly. If you're just joining us, we're laying down on the ground. Good morning. Tuning into our breaths. Feeling your breath move in and out through your nose. Bringing that attention to that sensation of movement of breath in your body. Sometimes just this practice of bringing awareness to breath is enough to ease some of those emotions, some of those strong emotions that we talked about earlier. So as you enjoy these deep belly breaths, feeling that rise and fall of breath in the body, ask yourself, how are you feeling here? And then with no judgment or comparison, which can be difficult, bring your awareness to your whole body lying down. Feel the weight of the body resting on the ground. Feel parts of the body in contact with your yoga mat and that texture. Keeping the breath deep and calm. What I'd like you to do next is to think back to a stressor in your life, remembering that you are in complete control. Taking the mind maybe to a recent argument, to a time where you felt that seed of anger starting to get stirred, or jealousy. Some storyline that stirred up a deep emotion for you. And I don't want you to dwell in it or think about it too much. Playing with the edge here, looking at it as an observer. Almost like a third party to this emotion. As this storyline comes to mind, did it change your breath? If it did, that's very normal. The breath and the emotions are very interconnected. So to help calm the mind, even when we have that storyline, come back to the breath. Breathing in deeply. And breathing out slowly. And as you invite that storyline of resentment or anger or whatever it is, also notice the physical sensations in the body. Maybe feeling a constriction behind the navel, a tension across the chest or shoulders. Again, taking that view as an observer. How does my physical body react when this storyline plays in my mind? We all have different places where we hold our stress, one of our coping mechanisms. And today, I invite you to observe it, looking for those subtle somatic sensations in the body. With this non-judgmental attitude. Now, come back to breath. Using the breath to help ease the physical sensations associated with this storyline. Breathing in deeply. And breathing out slowly. Keeping that breath calm. Retraining our brain, retraining our body so that even when life shakes us up and we're thrown in the deep end and lots of really strong emotions start to come up, we have this practice of observing those somatic sensations, those physical reactions in the body, observing how that storyline plays into them, coming back to our breath, that constant that keeps us in this moment. And above all else, coming back to this idea of non-judgment. When those thoughts start to race, when those physical sensations start to rise, first step, am I aware? Second step, that's okay. Third step, breathe. Enjoying 5 more breaths here, playing with that storyline as an observer, playing with using the breath to ease those somatic sensations, those physical sensations, to ease that storyline, giving it a little bit less power and helping you to see maybe a different perspective. Breathing in and out through the nose with peace and ease. And allow that storyline to drift away. Remembering that you can come back to this practice throughout the day when a new storyline comes up, when a new strong emotion starts to present itself. You can come back to this practice, giving yourself a little bit of space between the emotion and your reaction, between the situation, your emotion, your thought, and the reaction. The more you practice, the easier it will be. And take a moment here to set an intention for your day. Maybe you'd like it to be something connected with this practice of emotion and self-care. Like breathe, observe, release, let it go. Whatever it is you'd like to work on today. And taking one sighing breath here, inhaling through the nose, sighing, exhale through the mouth. Very slowly, you can start to blink open your eyes. Coming to sit with the legs extended. Flex the toes, but pull the toes towards you. You can, if you want more sensation down the backs of the legs, you're going to open your legs out wider, keeping the feet flexed. If you feel sensation already traveling down the backs of the legs, you can stay here with your hands on your thighs or fingertips off to the side. Breathing into those sensations traveling down the backs of the legs. Or, if you want a little bit more, bring the fingertips in between the thighs. Tuck the chin towards the chest, and maybe start to walk the hands forward. And place the hands on the ground, maybe even bending into the elbows, lowering down. Wherever you are, come back to that practice. We often store a lot of emotions in the body. We store a lot of emotions in our energy, so noticing the sensations of heat, noticing almost like a whirling energetic feeling traveling down the low back, out through the backs of the legs. Noticing any storylines that come up just from holding in this posture. Come back to your practice. Observe the storyline. Notice those sensations. And to give those storylines and those physical sensations a little bit less power, come back to breath. Breathing in with peace. And breathing out with ease. Enjoying 5 more deep, full breaths here, releasing the low back, releasing the backs of the legs, hinging as far forward as you'd like. In and out through the nose. One more breath. And on your next inhale, slowly start to press through the hands, coming all the way back up. Sit up tall here. Chin parallel to the floor. Close your eyes. And feel the breath moving down deep into the belly, ribs and chest as you breathe in. And release as you breathe out. Bring your hands to your knees. Bend the knees and help the feet come to center. So soles of the feet are pressing together. Knees come out to the side for butterfly legs. And bring your hands, palms down to the feet or the shins. Maybe just resting on the outside of the knees if this is really intense on the inner thighs and hips for you. You can stay here, or if you want a little bit more, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper into the pose, into the observation, tuck the chin and start to roll through the spine, bringing the head towards the ground. Again, allowing the hands to place anywhere where they can rest comfortably. So we never really want to pull on the feet. That can cause some issues for the hips. Close the eyes. And feel the sensations moving deep into the hip joint. Maybe the low back and the knees. This is one of those areas that we hold a lot of pain, a lot of anger, the hips. Because throughout our day, when we're triggered, when we feel that we're in danger, often there's a neurological response, meaning that our nervous system will react. It will sense this pain, this anger, and it will react from a place of, oh, we're in danger. So, to help us, it tenses and it sends these signals to our brain, which then tense the muscles around our hips. We may not even be aware that we're doing this. So we're in a storyline, we feel anger or we feel something, our body thinks we're in danger, our body tenses, and we hold that pain in our body. So just like we did in the meditation, to help that storyline release, come back to breath. Close your eyes. Keeping that breath deep and calm. Trying to breathe in for a count of 4 or 5. And breathe out, try to double that number. So if you're breathing in for 4, try to breathe out for 8. Breathing in for 5, try to breathe out for 10. Noticing that when we focus on that exhale, what happens to the mind? When we focus on that exhale, we activate another nervous system in our body that's responsible for pumping fresh oxygenated blood to our internal organs, allowing us to heal and release. Helping to bring a sense of safety to the body-mind connection. Breathing in and trying to breathe out, doubling the length of your exhale. Enjoying 3 more full breaths here, allowing whatever emotions, whatever storylines are coming up for you here, bringing that same compassion and non-judgment to yourself, to the story, to the emotions. The same way you would if all of these thoughts were being spoken to you from a child. So all of this internal dialogue, imagine that they were the words of a 5-year-old child that was coming to you for help. Show that same compassion that you would show to that child, to yourself, so you can release and heal. One more big breath here. Keeping the chin tucked in, slowly, very slowly, start to press through the hands, coming all the way back up. Bring your hands to your knees, help the legs come together. Plant the soles of the feet out wide. Hands come palm space out to the side behind the hips. And slowly wipe the knees side to side. Releasing the low back, the outer hips. Enjoying your movements for one more breath. And coming back to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together at heart center. Press the thumbs into the chest. Bow the head. It's a symbol of gratitude to yourself. Connecting back to your intention that was set as you continue with the rest of your day. Thank you guys for joining in. Namaste.